Welcome back to the 2022 Poker Masters as we have some top talent yet again battling for another crown here, as Erik Seidel, of course, headlining this table, along with Xuan Liu, mathematician, statistician, Nate Silver, all have eyes on the purple jacket to collect some points to keep battling for one of the most illustrious trophies in all of poker. We are in Las Vegas, coming at you from the PokerGO Studio right here on the Strip, a short walk from the Aria Poker Room. My name is Remko Rinkema. Donnie Peters alongside me for this 10K No Limit Hold'em final table. This is a 1 hour free preview of the proceedings, as we will kick it over at the end of this hour for commentary by Ali Najad and Ethan Yao in the mix. By the way, Ethan Yao, recent winner of an event. We have highlights up on our YouTube channel right now of his epic victory in which he beat Alex Foxen at the final table. So if you want to listen to Ali and Ethan on the commentary, you head on over to PokerGO.com right now. And there he is, the man, the myth, the legend, member of the Poker Hall of Fame, and already a finalist here at the 2022 Poker Masters. There's Nate Silver, the most famous man at this final table, and a man who already has 8 live cashes in 2022. He's slowly becoming more of a poker pro than a statistician. And there is Adam Hendrix, sporting the the old school full tilt poker hockey jersey, arguably the ugliest piece of clothing ever created, but still kind of a cool throwback to a bygone era. And here's a look at the final table chip counts presented by Hair Club. Hendrix in the lead, but it's very close between him, Seidel, Xuan Liu, and Nate Silver. Ed Sebesta in 5th place and Victoria Livschitz in 6th. 2 women at this final table, which is always great to see. And here's a look at the payouts of event number 4. Billy Ragg, Nick Showman, and Justin Young fell just short of the final table. And today we are battling for $192,400. Let's hear it in the chat. Who are you rooting for? Who do you want to see win this event? Donnie, it's good to be back. It's good to be back in Las Vegas. I missed 2 events, but I think you had some fun with it, right?
I did have some fun with it. We had a PLO final table that took place, which was a lot of fun. Our guy Tim Duckworth joined me in the booth for that one. The other one I was flying solo, which was an experience, you know. Glad to have you back.
Solo probably way easier than having Tim alongside you.
No. It's easier to have someone here just to be able to chat with.
Right, that is true.
Oh, is this a pump fake? What are we doing here, Victoria?
Victoria with the pump
going
fake.
on?
Nate Silver comes in for a raise.
I thought that was her cards for a second.
Wow.
I was like, hold on.
Do you think her decision was between shoving and raising whatever this amount is?
I'm really trying to figure out what's going on. What a way to start the stream, I guess, huh?
She throws in the time bank chip and then ultimately does decide to put in the 3-bet from the small blind. Nate Silver looks very unhappy, not pleased at all. He looks like he's in actual physical pain, Donnie. Is this the standard Nate Silver facing a 3-bet face?
I call.
Oh, he calls. All right, we're going to see a flop here. Deuces looking for some help here against the Kings of Livschitz. By the way, thanks everyone for tuning in.
Not a fan of this call from Silver.
No, it's tough.
Yeah, I don't think Victoria Livschitz is deep enough that he can set mine here. Deuces, I don't think play too well post flop.
If only he had 3s.
If only he had 3s. I don't think Victoria is getting out of line here from the small blind, given her stack size being the short stack.
She has a little over pot size left here on the flop. Once again, thanks everyone for tuning in to our YouTube free preview. Don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe to our channel. Let us know in the chat where you're watching from. Always love hearing from you guys and girls. 250 is the bet from Silver, who probably has a rock in his shoe.
He does give it up there.
Nate Silver, of course, limit hold'em phenom, Donnie.
Limit hold'em phenom.
Were we supposed to be topped up with these? I'm sorry? Were we supposed to be topped up with these?
Here's a look at the stats
Yeah.
of Victoria Livschitz.
Are we
25
supposed to get
cashes,
6 extra?
385K
ended with
in
5
total
before
earnings. She's the
yesterday.
founder and CEO of Right on Track.
Oh, did you not put them in your bag?
Hobbies include backpacking and chess.
You have how many?
I can already tell you that
How
if
many
you
extra
list
times?
chess as your hobby, you're probably very good at it.
6 extra?
Yeah.
Then I should have at least
In
10.
in 2021, she donated her $30,000 in WSOP earnings to charity.
Wow, that is phenomenal. All right, I'm rooting for Victoria. There it is. Same thing whenever Bill Klein's at a final table. I'm always rooting for Bill Klein. Donates everything to charity. As we step into hand number 2. Sebesta.
I donate my winnings to charity.
I mean,
The charity is named Donnie Peters, but that's the charity.
I thought you meant the charity being like a local slot machine at your.
I mean, that would also imply that I would have some winnings.
True.
Which I don't. So another pair here. Look at Victoria just starting off hot.
I was just gonna say, Ed reminds me a little bit of John Morgan.
2 in a row, maybe, huh?
Donnie, can I get a fashion critique on the Adam Hendrix outfit?
I'm a huge fan of the full tilt jersey. Huge fan. I'm not a fan of wearing the full tilt jersey over what looks like a flower patterned hoodie. I would have just gone with a plain black underneath, maybe a plain white, maybe even red tie in with the jersey. But I am a big fan of that old school jersey. Now, if he would have brought out a gold F-Tops one,
wow,
that would have been some flexing there. Because you only get one of those if you win an F-Tops event, or if you did win an F-Tops event.
Flop goes check, check. Hendrix checks again on the turn. Still got some outs versus the 8s. Jack on the river is not going to do it, though. Livschitz with the best hand in back-to-back hands here right off the deck. The loud voice of Paul Campbell booming through the room as the 10K 8-game mix is underway, Donnie, and we have a very special and exciting person entering this tournament.
Who's that?
Erik Persson.
Oh, we do have Erik Persson out there.
No,
I mean, there's a lot of fun people out there, so I didn't exactly know where you were going, but Erik Persson for sure.
No Limit Hold'em Cash specialist Erik Persson thought today was a 10K no limit when he found out that he had misread the schedule. And by the way, let's just pay attention to this hand here real quick. Hendrix bets 290K. Pretty sizable overbet.
Yeah, slight overbet there, and Victoria Livschitz gives it up rather quickly, which I think is pretty surprising. Given the way that hand played out, I mean, I don't really see much reason to fold.
Here's a look at the format. 10K buy-in, 40-minute levels, 2 re-entries permitted, 30-second shot clock, and up to 12 time banks at the start of the final table. Of course, you start with 6 on day 1, and you get an additional 6 if you make the final table. As I was about to finish my story before Hendrix took down the spot with an overbet, Erik Persson thought it was a 10K no limit tournament today. He was going to play some tournament action, get in there, mix it up. Then he realized he had misread the schedule, and today is a 10K 8-game event as Livschitz
She's a card rack.
Is a card. I mean, absolute card rack. It's insane. He decided that since he was already here, and didn't want to waste his time, he's playing mixed today. He's playing the 8-game as Seidel finds Ace King offsuit. This could be a big one, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, the mixed event, the 8 game, does have some big bet in it, so
true.
He won't be totally out of his element there.
Come on, dealers, please high card. Seidel with a 3-bet, making it 240K. Silver tosses the.
It's quite noisy in the studio.
8-5 suited in the muck.
What was it? 240.
Ooh, Livschitz might be thinking of a big move here, and I don't think Seidel is going to go anywhere, so we might see a massive clash here. Roughly 30 bigs to start for Livschitz. Would not be surprised to see a shove here, Donnie.
I would not be surprised to see a shove.
Oh!
Obviously, I think we're going to see a call as well.
Speaking of shoves,
it's not. I don't think it's the best spot for Seidel. So I wouldn't be totally surprised if Seidel folds it here. That said, if I was going to fold to a shove against Victoria Livschitz in the spot, I might just flatten my ace king from the small blind.
10 seconds.
So it's a tricky spot right now.
Oh, he makes the
He
call.
does make the call.
There it is, Erik Seidel
I mean,
calling.
she has queens here enough. She has jacks here enough. Probably
hands.
tens here enough.
Livschitz at risk here with the pocket pair. Seidel looking for an ace or a king to send her to the rail and bring this tournament down to 5-handed play.
Who you want to win, chat? Let's go.
Let us know.
Flippity flip.
Who you rooting for?
2.3 million in the middle.
I mean, I like Erik. I like both people.
Tough spot there for Nate Silver, trying to root for someone while you're at the table. Meanwhile, 7-6-9 rolls off the deck. Seidel has 6 outs twice.
No, that's never fun.
As a player at
I'm
the
not rooting
table,
for that.
the answer should always be that you're rooting for the big stack because pay gems are definitely a thing.
God.
Able to turn
Oh.
some
I can't. Well,
No,
chop
yeah.
opportunities here.
That would be real dirty to chop out.
Seidel looking for an ace or a king to win this hand. Can the river deliver for Seidel? Cannot. Queen on the river. Livschitz with a massive double up, and she will now grab the chip lead.
Big sigh of relief there from Livschitz as she does fade with the best hand, 2 jacks. Get the double.
Seidel now by far the short stack. Still 16 bigs though. Ooh, that's the look of someone
That's
who
right.
sees paint. but
Breathe.
It's the right kind of paint.
Breathe, Victoria. You got it. Seidel left with 670,000 in his stack. As Remko just said, he is the short stack now.
New sheriff in town.
That's right.
good start.
Sheriff
I mean-
Lifshitz.
She's start.
Welcome to the party.
She's been the sheriff since hand 1.
Kings, 8s, jacks.
Unbelievable. What a run here for Victoria Livschitz at the start of this final table. And there it is. She is at the top of the leaderboard. Erik Seidel now the short stack. Only 16 big blinds. Quite the uphill battle for Seidel, but it's nothing he's never seen before. We had 74 entries, by the way. 11 players did get paid. And if you're just tuning in to the Poker Masters for the very first time, we have 10 total events, finishing off with a 50K no-limit hold'em event. And, of course, everyone eyeing that purple jacket. Donnie, what can we tell about the purple jacket standings? Seidel, of course, at the second final table, so clearly that must mean he is on his way. But if my memory serves me right, you need at least 1 win and another top 3 finish to really have a chance to win the jacket. So I don't think Seidel is going to be, in the lead, but he must be in a pretty good spot.
Yeah, he's doing all right. Comes into this final table in 7th place on the leaderboard. Jeremy Osmus is on top with 242 points. For those of you out there that remember, Jeremy Osmus did win event number 1. Also has another cash. I believe he bubbled event number 2, bubbled the live stream final table, I should say, of event number 2, finishing in 7th place. Nick Showman is sitting in 4th place. He has 3 cashes total. He finished 2nd to Jeremy Osmus. And then you have in front of him Ethan Rampage Zhao, and then Ronald Kaiser in 2nd behind Osmus. So tight race overall. I mean, it's still, we're not even at the halfway point yet of the series, so things are still shaping up. And then we'll see how Erik Seidel goes here, and ultimately how much he adds to that point total.
I already know what's going to happen, though.
What's that?
David Peters is going to show up for the final 2 events and win them both. That's what always happens. Meanwhile, heads of action here between Silver and Sebesta. For the people in the chat giving me crap about not putting Erik Seidel's name in the title, ladies and gentlemen, I wanted the Xuan Liu and Nate Silver fans to tune into this final table because I know that everyone is already an Erik Seidel fan. So you're already going to tune in for sure. If you're a poker fan and then you see Seidel and you're like, yeah, that feels safe, that feels comfortable. Well, we wanted to remind everyone that sometimes we get some new faces at this final table, and I believe it is the first time that Nate Silver or Xuan Liu has made it to a final table in one of our majors. And here's a look at Ed Sebesta's live tournament results. 36 cashes, 815K in total earnings.
If we get to 2,000 likes on the video, I'll put Erik Seidel's name in the title. How about that?
That's
done deal.
That seems like a big challenge. Let's get to 100 likes first. People being stingy in the chat right now.
I mean, it's Monday.
Yeah. Is it Monday?
People are slow.
It is Monday. I thought it was Tuesday.
How was your race, by the way?
Our race was tough.
Did you win?
I did not win. I Finished 59th out of 400.
Oh, that seems good.
Pretty okay. I was not as good as last year. I was also much heavier than last year.
Is that in the money?
It's not in the money. I did get 10th in my age group, which I'm actually more proud of.
Okay.
Because the top 4 were all in my age group. Oh, we got the King of Bakersfield in the chat.
Love it.
Seeing some regulars in the chat, by the way, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Donnie and I will be doing a 1-hour preview of all these final tables. Jonathan Little in the chat says, "Let's go, Nate Silver."
10 seconds.
And I believe Tyler Broody, if you're in the chat today, I owe you a free 1-month pass to PokerGO. You need to hit us up on the PokerGO Twitter account. We gave away 3 passes last time.
Beautiful.
One is unclaimed. That is Tyler's. So Tyler, if you're out there, let's go. Hit us up.
Heads of action here. Heads of action here between Hendrix and Sebesta. Hendrix raising a little larger from the small blind, making it 140K with Jack-6 offsuit. Sebesta defends with Queen-7. He's not going to get trampled on by the aggressive moves of some young kid.
Some young kid in a full tilt jersey. Get out of my way.
Adam Hendrix was for sure not old enough to play in full tilt poker, right?
No, I think he would be.
Yeah,
he's probably super young.
He looks.
I mean, young
very
for like, you know, early 20s type of thing.
Right. Ace, Queen, King rolled off the flop. Both players checked. 200K on the turn now from Hendrix. Sebesta has by far the best of it and is looking to see a river card.
Call.
River card, Ace of Diamonds. Action on Hendrix. Is he going to go for it? Always curious about the history these types of players have. Did they play together all night last night? Does Hendrix have a good feel for the way Sebesta plays?
Check.
Hendrix checks, goes check, check, and that means Sebesta is going to rake this one in with the Queen-7. Let's go, Ed. Since you gave away 3 monthly passes, I'm going to have to think of something myself as well. Here's some really loud, crazy Berlin nightlife type music as we look at the table overview as Victoria Livschitz is on our first Poker Masters cash. Hendrix already has 7, but Seidel, 4. Seidel, of course, leading the way at this table here with 7 total cashes in the Poker Masters. Adam Hendrix, by the way, 30 years old. A little math tells me that back in 2011, he was just old enough to play. Or was the age 18 back in the day? I don't even remember it.
I don't remember either.
There was no rules.
18.
There was no rules back then.
There was fewer rules, that's for sure.
Haven't seen Xuan Liu play any hands yet, but Ace Jack of Hearts definitely good enough for her to get involved. That music just made me feel like I was in a Berlin rave. What's that place called again? Berghain? Famous nightclub. Please correct me in the chat if I was wrong about that.
Where's everyone watching from? Why don't they let us know?
Bakersfield.
Hopefully we the king of Bakersfield.
King 5-5 scratch of the year. Maybe something to pick up on for Xuan Liu if this goes to showdown. Always looking for those live tells. Ace high must be pretty tempting here, Donnie.
Yes, I think it's pretty tempting. I also think Livschitz's bet is targeting in hand just like Xuan Liu has, and she does get the call. A little bit surprised not to see Xuan fire that flop in position, being the pre-flop raiser.
The king of Bakersfield lives in Vegas. My whole life's been a lie.
When do you become the king of Vegas?
Exactly.
What needs to happen to achieve that?
Here's another look at the Event 4 summary. Notable bust-outs. Nick Showman finished in 8th place. Little min cash. 3rd cash of this series, Donnie, but I'm pretty sure min cashes aren't gonna like vault him into contention.
No, I mean, he's 51 points off the top. He's the only player with 3 cashes so far. There's 4 players that have cashed multiple events. Well, 5 if you count Erik Seidel, 6 for Adam Hendrix, sorry. But those aren't in the books just yet.
By the way, since I'm feeling generous, let's get to 300 likes on the video today, and we'll give away 3 subs to PokerGO, 1 month free subs.
Bang, bang, let's go.
Just 300 likes.
300 likes, people. Smash that like button. Don't forget to subscribe while you're at it, because you have to be a subscriber in order to chat, which is how you enter the giveaway.
So a little clever little hack there. Only let our subscribers chat, as Sebesta is not going to get away with this button steal.
265. 265.
Yes, 265 total.
Sebesta not giving up just yet. I hope we're going to tango. I hope he's going to see a flop. I just want to see some street poker from Mr. Ed.
In the words of Dylan Wiseman, we want violence.
Exactly. Always rooting for violence. I'm always rooting for suckouts. I'm always rooting for some crazy hands clashing. I'm not about that GTO life. I'm all about that drama. Xuan Liu, however, does pick it up here. 63 total cashes, 2 million in earnings, and she, of course, played on the most recent season of High Stakes Poker. She's the special project lead at the World Poker Tour from Toronto, Canada. Representing the 6. Ooh, it's almost NBA season. I'm excited. Oh, and Golden Knights played their first preseason game also last night. Feels like all is right in the world when we have hockey and basketball back in our lives. We got Belgium in the house. Thank you so much for tuning in. 4 a.m. Is it 4 a.m. in Belgium already? No, it's not possible. It must be somewhere in Asia. Maybe I misread.
That's your neck of the woods, man.
It's 9 hours later. It's only 1 p.m. here. Livschitz,
Yeah, that math does not add up.
Livschitz with queen 10 off. She's going to raise it up from the button. Xuan Liu with a really, really good-looking hand. 10-9 of spades. As far as just aesthetics, it doesn't get much better than that.
No, it doesn't. Great looking hand. I think it's a fold in this spot. But, I mean, just final table implications, ICM, etc.
That's such a boring strategy, Donnie.
I understand. Can't get married to how hands look. She's coming in with a 3-bet. There you go.
So I wanted to call. Donnie wanted to fold. Xuan Liu 3-bets. That's why we're sitting here, and she's over there. Ottawa, Canada in the house. Got some Florida people watching. Gatebuster says, love the coverage. Thanks, sir. Checks in the mail. Xuan Liu picks out this pot and chips up a little bit, up to 3rd place, just ahead of Ed Sebesta. Beautiful vibes, beautiful tunes. And here's a look at PokerGO Hold'em. Check it out right now on your favorite podcast, or sorry, Apple Store, Play Store, whatever you want to download it from. PokerGO Hold'em is the way to play some free social poker. And use code POKERMASTERS for 100,000 free chips. By the way, speaking of PokerGO Hold'em, Boston Rob is going to mix it up again in the PokerGO Hold'em streets, I believe this Friday, for a casual hangout, Q&A, maybe have a glass of wine. You can play against Rob on the Friday Night Poker tables over on PokerGoHold'em.com. Go check it out. We got New Zealand in the house, Massachusetts, Canada. Baluka31 says, Remko and Donnie, how many Las Vegas Aces have you guys attended? Over, under a half?
It's under for me.
I went to 1 this season, which was in the finals, game number 2, that they won, and it was a phenomenal atmosphere. One of the loudest events I've been to in Vegas, and I've been to a lot of Golden Knights games.
Call.
And there was literally half the NBA in the house watching. Kyle Lowry was there. Buddy Hield was there, just to name a few. Meanwhile, Livschitz and Silver tangling again. Livschitz raised it up to 85K. Silver makes the call from the big blind, and we see Ace 10-5 roll off the deck. Rainbow flop. Livschitz continues. Livschitz continues to control this table, extending her chip lead to 2.5 million versus Hendrix, who's second in chips with 1.9 million. By the way, keep liking the video and subscribing to our channel. 300 likes, and we're going to give away 3 free monthly subs to PokerGO. 2 chips in play right now. The blue one's 5K, the purple one's 25K. Slippery chips, Donnie.
Yes, these are slippery chips. They're nice, but they are slippery.
Action folds over to Seidel, who gives up his button.
I'd be careful with your, when you're looking at your cards. When you're looking at your cards, the cards flip up a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I didn't see them, but
I appreciate it.
Erik Seidel, as always, a gentleman. Silver calls from the small blind. Action on out of Hendrix with 9-3 offsuit.
140.
Kicks it up.
Was that when I was throwing it away, or when I was,
the last 2 hands, both hands.
what's that?
Both of the last 2 hands.
Okay. When I was mucking?
No, when you were
When I was looking at them, okay.
Like it just flipped up a little before you looked.
Okay.
A little limp fold here, Donnie. What do you think about the way Silver
bigger
approached
cards,
this?
so.
You know, trying to see a cheap flop with a shorter stack, or do you prefer to see him take a different line?
I think it's fine, given his holding there. Queen 5 of clubs.
A little slow close-up there of the full tilt jersey that Adam Hendrix either bought on eBay or must have had in his house for well over a decade.
I believe the back says donkey as the name.
I love it. Did you ever win one of those? Or buy with your points?
No, I
bought a TV once with my points. I did.
never bought anything with my points other than like tournament entries and stuff like that. I did win some of those like knockout a pro T-shirts,
yeah,
you know, with
same.
the dog on them, stuff like that.
Erik Seidel all in here for 570K. Action folds to Ed Sebesta.
You saw your
Lays
cards
down
this hand. I
ace
saw your
deuce.
cards this hand. You shoved.
He may have.
It is helpful.
Yeah.
Which one?
Erik Seidel blowing everyone else out of the water here. 358 total cash, just 41.6 million in career tournament earnings. Of course,
I know,
owner
I
of
know.
9 WSOP bracelet and has been in the Poker Hall of Fame for over a decade.
But Eric's so good, he'll probably seeing right through my hand.
Yeah, he's like he hasn't looked yet. He can't be strong.
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute, I got.
We've got LA in the house. Appreciate you all tuning in. Got some Nate Silver fans watching. Nate looking for some help. Second shortest stack, but still 21 big blinds. Mystique Portal is saying Livschitz looks very nervous. I guess the cameras, perhaps. Donnie, what do you think? Do you feel like she comes across nervous, or do you think this is generally her style? And do you think that it is a bit of a nerve-wracking spot if you've not been at this stage before?
Well, she has noticed, or she has looked nervous to me early on. I don't know if that's just your general kind of anxiousness when you pick up big hands. You know, I noticed early on when she had the kings and then also the jacks, a little bit of heavier breathing, that sort of stuff. But a lot of people exhibit that not necessarily because they're on a live stream under the cameras and bright lights, but because they have a really big holding and they're kind of anticipating for what's to come. With the jack specifically, you know, she opened, got 3-bet, you know, was then going to move all her chips in, so that's probably what she's thinking of there. And then also with the kings a little bit, felt like I got the same vibe from her. But that's, you know, that could be totally independent of the live stream. You know, it could just be that that's how she is when she gets a big hand. Maybe she does the same when she runs a bluff. I don't know. We've yet to see the bluff.
Always
so
nice to get a little blind money.
Yes.
That's the best career cash just
Any
last
money
month,
is good
Donnie.
money.
Yes.
Blind money is good
down
money
at
too.
Seminole, right?
That's for sure.
I believe so.
Yep. I think it was in a 25K down at Seminole. Might have been a 10K. But he won it.
The year of Ed.
Pocket sevens.
It always comes 7.
Hot sevens.
Philip Flynn says, date and time this was played. Actually, right
Today.
now. Right now, in real time. We are live.
Monday, September 26th, 1:30 p.m.
Shakru is asking, what's Daniel playing? Well, Negreanu is playing the 10K 8 game, which has just started about an hour ago, and that final table will be streaming tomorrow. So if you're lucky, you might get some Negreanu action. If, God forbid, he makes a final table for once.
Yeah.
220.
220.
Here comes Ed, swinging. Ace queen offset on the button, puts in the 3-bet to 220. Creating a whole heap of trouble for Silver, who is probably very much aware that Erik Seidel is still shorter than him. But sevens are lucky, and he has to know that.
All in.
All in, there we go. Let's see if Sebesta is going to pull the trigger here.
What's the count?
Let's get a little count here.
$875 is the total.
875 is indeed the total. Sebesta deciding for half of his stack here. Did not expect him to.
Well, it's about nap time, I'll call.
Oh, there it is. That's quite the saying.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
That's a nice way of saying F it, I call.
Good luck, guys.
Here we go. Big coin flip for Nate Silver's tournament life. Pocket sevens in the lead, but only just slightly. Let us know in the chat. Do you want Nate to stay in, or are you on Team Ed? Let's see the flop here. King 9-8 rolls off. Nate Silver's sevens remain in the lead. Sebesta now looking for an ace or a queen, or running straight cards to send his opponent to the rail. Turn card. Jack of hearts. That is indeed opening up those straight possibilities. 10 outs now for Sebesta. Nate Silver's stomach turning, seeing that Jack. he's not happy to have to fade 10 outs here. Let's see the river card. 6 of spades. Nate fades.
875.
Unintentionally rhyming there.
You count out.
Ed's like, whatever. Take my money. Let's move on. It's not nap time just yet for Ed Sebesta, who has plenty of chips left to fight with. 18 bigs. Nate Silver.
Got real life bobblehead.
Exactly.
My pairs are holding up today.
So far.
A lot of flips so far.
Good hand.
So far.
Thank you.
Mystique Portal says, ha ha ha, it's about nap time, but not for me. Nate Silver fading a bunch of outs there to stay out of nap territory.
Yep.
Here's a look at the final table chip counts presented by Hair Club. Seidel still the short stack. 16 bigs for him. Matt Waldron in the chat. That's a throwback there. Good to see you out there, Matt. Hope all's well. Action quickly folds around to Xuan Liu. In the small blind, ace-6 offsuit. Looks like a good candidate to attack that big blind of Mr. Seidel.
All in.
There it is. Maximum pressure, and Seidel snaps it off with pocket jacks.
Fair fight.
Xuan Liu stepped in it,
Ace-6 against jacks.
but hey, you always got basically 30% when you have an ace versus a pair. Never easy for Erik. I do wonder where he always finds those dad hats. Here's the flop, ace, queen, 8, ace right away for Xuan Liu. Seidel now looking for one of the 2 remaining jacks.
And that'd been the flop I could use.
Or running straight cards to stay in this tournament. Tough spot here for Seidel, who is almost out the door. 2 outs only now. Can he find one of the two remaining jacks to stay in this event? Xuan Liu almost feels sorry for beating the legend here, and the 5 on the river is going to seal the deal. Erik Seidel eliminated in 6th place.
All right, man. I'll see you in New York.
After coming into the final table with a healthy stack.
Next flame.
Losing a huge flip with ace-king versus jacks, and then losing with jacks versus ace-6. He's going to end his day here at the final table. And we are down to the final 5. Xuan Liu now up to 2nd in chips. And Donnie, we had 2 women leading the standings here at this final table.
After Nate today.
We do have 2 women leading the standings. Erik Seidel, with that finish, moves up to a tie for 5th place, alongside Ben Lamb on the Poker Masters leaderboard. Seidel now with 2 cashes, 446 points total, about 100 off the lead. Jeremy Osmus is that player on top. Little ace-queen off action here for Mr. Full Tilt Poker himself, Adam Hendrix. Sebesta is going to give up the ace-10. Y'all are slacking on the likes out there. I mean, 150? I feel like it was ages ago Remko said you had to get to 300 for a giveaway. I mean, come on, people.
People don't like me anymore.
What'd you show?
Everyone folds.
Did it show? I don't know.
I thought
Sounds like you did, but I didn't see it.
I didn't see it. I
Sleight
saw
of hand.
paint. I saw paint.
I think there was an ace in there.
Yeah.
You had a couple of paint or something.
Donnie, what's your favorite
But anyway.
American accent?
Not too
Favorite
much.
American accent?
Wasn't a crazy hand.
I want to hear from the
New
chat.
York.
Glad you think
New
you saw
York?
an ace.
Yeah. Like an old Brooklyn accent?
Yeah.
Let us know in the chat. What's your favorite what's your favorite American accent? And of course, I just hear Ed Sebesta in the Texas drawl. Love listening to that. Livschitz with 6-5 suited. Once again, a beautiful looking hand for her. She's going to continue to apply the pressure. Erik says Italian American or down south. Those are both great.
Deuces. Silver with the deuces again.
Back-to-back people in the chat saying Boston. Do any of your family members, Donnie, have a strong Boston accent?
No.
You being from the East Coast, your accent is so neutral.
That's right. I mean, just quads, no big deal.
Wow.
What's it like, Mr. Silver?
99.7% sure to win. Of course.
You could see a straight flush.
Straight flush would be fun.
Out of Livschitz here, you know? It could happen.
Or out of Hendrix. Hendrix straight flush would be even better. Ace of hearts, 4 hearts. Let's do it.
Check.
We gonna get the action? Okay, that's a little action.
Check.
Livschitz picks up a backdoor flush draw. That's right, Eric. Quadzilla
Check.
in the house. I'll take the 4 of hearts on the river, please,
Yeah,
for max violence.
that'd be great. 2 flush draws. Always good to be up against that when you have quads. The art of the slow play. Just praying that your opponent makes a strong hand. I mean, Hendrix is getting a great price right now to see the river card. Do you think raising is going through his mind right now, Donnie?
I think it's probably crossing his mind a little bit, but not too much.
All right, 4 hearts. Let's go. Oh,
I mean, it's close. The 4 of spades.
4 of spades. That'll do.
It's bad news for Livschitz.
It'll make Livschitz feel better about her hand, given that the other flusher didn't complete 4 diamonds, or 4 of hearts, of course, would have totally killed her hand. And now silver is going to lead out. Would you have preferred to see a check raise here, Donnie?
225.
It's a bit of an odd line.
Yeah, but I think it's kind of difficult for her opponents to have things in this spot. Also for them to have things that they're willing to bet in a 3-handed pot. He's going with about half pot here. Livschitz, I mean, I don't think she's folding at all.
How much was the bet?
You know,
25.
So let's
raising is a little tricky, but
Right.
I think she's ultimately just going to call.
Well, let's think about it from the perspective of
I call.
which other hands is silver going to get value from
Jesus.
versus going for a check raise.
I mean, even hands like Ace-Jack, I think Livschitz will just check behind on the river there.
Right.
What was I doing on the turn?
You're trying to get a heart. That wasn't going to work.
You have quad threes?
No.
And it's silver chipping up. This is still anyone's game at this final table. Here's a look at the walk-in of the players at the final table. And your reminder to go check out the PokerGO shop. 20% off sale from now until Friday, October 7th. 20% off the entire shop. There's Erik Persson in the back, by the way, wearing the tightest long-sleeve shirt I have ever seen in my life. It's good to have Erik Persson back in the studio, mixing it up, playing the 8-game. Is it 8-game or 10-game today?
8-game.
8-game. Playing the 8-game mix. But yeah, head on over to PokerGoShop.com. We got some sick swag in the shop. We also have some felts for sale. Used felts from the World Series of Poker and High Stakes Poker, I believe. And some new felts as well. Recently had a fan in town from Belgium who specifically asked me if he could take home a felt that he wanted to buy from our store. And of course, we made it happen.
It's 50K.
Patrick from customer support was more than happy to facilitate that, and then he flew home with a felt, and he's going to put it on his home game table.
Love it.
Got a super high rollable felt.
That's great. I mean, that's pretty cool.
Pocket pairs.
Interesting to see Silver fold those threes, given how he's played deuces.
Well, you know why he folded, right?
Because he saw Ed Sebesta's cards.
No, because he just made quads, and you know that if you just make quads, you can't make a set.
I mean,
that's just how it goes. You got to play the flow of the cards, Donnie.
Yeah, but you can't. You gotta try and run hot, right?
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, yeah. You got to press when it's going well. Yeah.
I mean, he opened and called a 3-bet with deuces. He called out of the small blind with deuces. Like, you know, I think it's kind of crazy not to flat threes there. In position too, against another big stack. That if you hit a set, you can get a really big double through, win a big pot through.
A lot worse.
Sebesta here with the same kind of posturing that Livschitz was doing with her kings.
I don't know.
You don't want to know.
Apparently some inappropriate talk going on
I'm all in
the 8 game. As Sebesta moves all in, we could not overhear the table talk, but it's probably for the better.
7.
14 bigs total is the shove from Sebesta.
I think Xuan is recognizing that this is pretty close for her hand, but ultimately she's going to have to call, given Sebesta's stack size. I mean,
she called.
It's not exactly a slam dunk, but I think Sebesta shows up here enough with, like, you know, the ace king, ace queens of the world, maybe king queen suited, ace jack suited, stuff like that. So she has to put it in.
Big showdown here. 7s versus kings. Sebesta hoping that his big pair will hold up to put him back in contention. Xuan Liu, of course, can take a bit of a hit. She is tied for the lead right now, heading into this hand.
You know a 3's coming, right?
A 3's coming for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Flop comes out. Ace, Jack, 10. All right. Running cards for a chop. King on the turn, and then a queen on the river. 5 is not going to do it. 7 and a 7 only. Is it nap time for Ed Sebesta, Donnie?
It might be nap time.
2 outs, though. It's just not too hard to fade those, but you still got to do it. Can he stay in this event? River card, Queen of Clubs, Ed Sebesta with a big double up.
Straight's good.
Harmless card.
Nice. You're very resilient.
This is really anyone's game,
Very
Donnie. Chip leader
resilient.
right now, Nate Silver, 47 big blinds. Shortest stack, Ed Sebesta with 28 big blinds. ICM is going to get a bit more tricky.
Very close race here now. It's going to be interesting to see how these players navigate it.
No. That's 6 right here.
Xuan Liu's reaction,
I don't know what that
not
is.
hitting the 2-outer.
Yeah, it looks like she's kissing her chips goodbye there.
Exactly right.
685, I think.
Boltar says, it always seems super strong to use a time chip and then raise. Donnie, what do you think?
Yes. I mean, it does. We've seen it from Livschitz earlier. We saw it here with Sebesta. I think it does look kind of strong. A little bit of posturing, but, you know.
Might have to be all in, I guess. Seems like
Yeah, everyone else has been right.
everybody's in there. Just trying to get third.
Seventh live cash of the year for Mr. Ed Sebesta.
If you're just tuning in, this is a 1-hour free preview of the action. Action will continue at the end of this hour as Ali Najad and Ethan Yao, better known as Rampage Poker, will continue to provide commentary on the remainder of this final table. Nearly 200K up top for the winner today. We have daily live streams the rest of the week as the buy-ins are slowly but surely escalating. 15K, 25K, ending with a 50K no-limit hold'em event. My name is Remko Rinkema. Donnie Peters alongside me. Follow us on Twitter as well, at Remko Rinkema and at Donnie_Peters. Make sure to like this video. If you do enjoy the content, we try to keep it lighthearted and loose and take your questions from the chat. Jay Fleming says, get Ed a coffee, no naps today. That's what it's starting to look like. As we see.
Sorry, the blood's going to be pumping now after that double up.
No.
That's true. Queen Deuce 7 coming off the deck here as Livschitz and Liu are tangling. Quick bet and take for Xuan Liu. By the way, if you are in Las Vegas, feel free to stroll into the studio. Come have a look. Plenty of...
We had a gentleman in here earlier taking some photos, some selfies. You know, came to check out the action.
Love it.
Albeit before play started, but, you know, he was here.
Always love seeing people stroll into the studio, and usually it's with wide eyes because it's quite a cool place to walk into if you're a big poker fan. Of course, bars always open during the Poker Masters. Come have a drink, watch the final table on the big TVs, rub shoulders with the likes of Elena Jean and Brent Hanks, and maybe you'll get a selfie with Negreanu when they go on break. What you see in the background is the 10K 8-game event that'll have a final table tomorrow on PokerGO. Deuce 10 King on the flop, 2 spades.
Check.
Whoever bets this is probably going to take it down. Don is asking where the tournament takes place. It's the PokerGO Studio. Just a short walk from the Aria Poker Room. If you can't find it, I would ask in the Aria Poker Room for directions. It is on the little walkway towards the strip. And as you can see in the background, there's no dress code. $50K is the bet from Livschitz, and Liu makes the call.
I check.
queen on the river. Livschitz pairs up, but not the card she was looking for as Liu makes a straight. Xuan bets what looks like 175 or 150 even.
All right, mixed game players, we are in level 2, 2,500, 5,000 betting. Still 5 pennies, 1,000 bringing in the second.
You guys are now all aware of the blinds going up in the mixed game event. Oh, Livschitz with the not so casual flick. Xuan shows the straight and rakes this one in, back up over 2 million after taking that hit versus Ed Sebesta not too long ago.
Yes.
We've got about 10 minutes left here on the free preview stream. If you have any questions for us, please send them in.
That means 10 minutes to get 80 likes on this video so Remko can give away some stuff.
Ah, not happening. I don't believe it.
I mean, I gave away 3 things on the PLO stream.
Oh my God, yeah.
On a Saturday.
We're washed up, Donnie. We're washed up. What's everyone drinking, by the way? Is it nighttime where anyone's watching from? I would love to have...
I mean, it is for the guy that was watching from Belgium.
True, true. I'd love to have a cold beer right now, put the legs up, watch some poker action. Meanwhile, I'm having a Coke Zero, so pretty boring.
No cash games at the PokerGO Studio. Cash games would take place at the Aria Poker Room, a couple 100 feet away.
We got 9 tables here in the studio, 4 of which are being used for the 8 game, and of course this final table is being streamed.
India, 2 p.m. Must be 2 p.m. tomorrow.
Yeah, probably. Don says, never been to Vegas, unfortunately. Don, you got to come. Make it out here.
50.
Nate Silver is trying to find a way in which his hand works. Of course, he has backdoor hearts. It's not the worst flop.
I would like a check raise here by Nate Silver, given his holding.
What's that GTO shit?
Two backdoor draws.
I like to check raise in spots where I think there's 2 backdoor draws, and that's the type of flop where I think Victoria Livschitz is betting a lot just because she's the pre-flop raiser. I mean, I could also just check call with Silver's hand.
Automate 300 though.
Check raise might be a little bit transparent there.
For those wondering, Nate Silver currently our chip leader. Xuan Liu in 2nd place. And you can see it on your screen, of course, as well. Chip counts updated continuously.
Well, now somebody corrected and said it's 2 a.m. in India, not p.m. Well, the original guy said p.m. Okay, so I don't know what you want me to tell you. Andrew B says it's 9:50 in Scotland. I have to work at 3 o'clock. What do you do that you have to work at 3 o'clock in the morning? I'm curious.
I'm going to guess that
I'm very intrigued.
I think Andrew is a security guard.
Okay. Do they have those in Scotland? I mean, Scotland seems like the place you don't need security.
Pretty safe.
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels like a safe place. Ace 5 Queen rolls off the deck. King Silver, I was going to say. Nate Silver's King High is in the lead.
Lamar asked where Phil Ivey is. Good question, man.
I don't think Phil Ivey knows where Phil Ivey is. If you want some more. Andrew says, aircraft security, bang on guess.
That's right, there you go.
Wow.
I like it.
I'm a good live reader. I can feel it.
Nate Silver made the final table of the 10K limit hold'em at the World Series of Poker. Xuan Liu, I'm not sure. I know she's been diving into the cash game streets a little bit lately, but not so sure on the tournament side of things.
Some might say that 10K limit hold'em is the real main event.
Some might say that.
Shout out to Zach Ralston, the only person remaining who still loves Limit Hold'em.
I don't know. Ali Najad, I think, likes Limit Hold'em.
Limit Hold'em is fun if it's 6 max. Nate Silver from East Lansing, Michigan. Is there also a West Lansing?
I mean, you would think so if there's an East Lansing, right? Although
Right.
I've heard of East Lansing many times. I've never heard of West Lansing.
Well, there's also a West Virginia, but is there an East Virginia also?
No. But there's a Virginia.
It's so weird. They should change that. They should fix that. Sign Modern Mime is saying, is it the 538 Nate Silver? Yes, it is. It is 538 Nate Silver. Hopefully we get some statistical analysis of this final table play by Nate. Nick says, I normally work around 3 a.m. because I'm a photographer / videographer. Well, I don't want to know what kind of videos and photos you're taking, buddy. Nothing good happens after 10 p.m.
I don't know. I feel like our photographer, Antonio, is a late worker, too.
Right. Yeah, it's true. I'm an early bird. Sebesta bets having hit the 8 on the flop. However, he is run straight into it as Adam Hendrix flopped a straight. Sean says there is not a West Lansing. Well, then East Lansing should be canceled. Check raise here from Hendrix, hoping / assuming that Ed has some kind of holding that he can continue with. Probably giving him lots of credits for, you know, some kind of jack combo. Ricky B just came back from Vegas, says he loved playing at Bellagio. My first time when I went to Vegas, I was 21 years old, and I played in every single poker room on the Strip. Just to say that I did it. Lost a lot of money. That's all right. It's giving it some thought, but kicks him into the muck.
Been a little bit since Hendrix has won a pot.
Oh, sure.
Very tight battle, though, here at this final table. Just 2 minutes left here on the free preview stream. Don't miss the action as we continue on PokerGO.com. Ali Najad and Rampage Poker on the commentary. Use promo code MASTERS22 to save $20 on your annual PokerGO subscription. That, of course, means you can watch all of the World Series Poker, new seasons of high-stakes poker, Poker After Dark, and a whole bunch more available to you whenever you want it. And we have No Gamble, No Future. New episodes coming out weekly. Queens here for Hendrix on the button. Sean says there's also no South Detroit. That would be Canada. Yeah, well, South Detroit is Windsor, Ontario. If you're keeping track.
Yeah, but there's no North Detroit, is there?
I don't know. Well, it's the Journey song,
Snap
born and raised in South Detroit. In my opinion,
yeah, but he's just describing an area, not naming a city.
True. 8-8-10 on the flop. Livschitz with the open and the straight draw against the overpair of Hendrix. Andrew B says, thank you for the free hour. Great commentary as always. Andrew, be safe and have fun at the job. Make sure those aircrafts are well protected.
Hope nobody buzzes the tower.
Whenever I think of like airport security or something, for some reason, I don't know why, I think of that video game Metal Gear Solid.
Okay, okay.
Andrew, I hope you have like night goggles. Just because that'd be the coolest thing ever. Meanwhile, 6 on the turn. Livschitz bet 75K. Hendrix trying to play it coy to get the most out of Livschitz. Here's the raise. Livschitz definitely communicating with her body language. Deep sigh, hand under the chin. I mean, I'm no Mike Caro, but there's definitely some stuff to be analyzed there.
I fold.
This one goes into the muck. Let's rabbit hunt. Dealer, come on, show us the river card. All right, and that is it. That was the last hand of this free hour preview. Head on over to PokerGO.com right now. Use code MASTERS22 to save $20 on your annual subscription. And Donnie and I will be back tomorrow, hopefully with Daniel Negreanu at the 10K 8-game final table. For now, though, this is it. See you guys tomorrow.